This is Heather Cooper of Playing with Paper Crafting. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'd like to welcome you to another episode of Crafty Clues by Heather. Short video tutorials on stamping techniques and tools. Well, as I promised on my blog, today I'm going to show you how to create this beautiful textured background on this card, and it's called the Frosted Filter Technique. And it's called the Frosted Filter Technique because you use a plain, ordinary, run-of-the-mill coffee filter to create it. And I want to show you how that's done. So I'm going to take you upstairs and show you what to do. Let's get started. So for this technique, what you need is just a regular coffee filter, nothing expensive, very easy. An old leftover aluminum pie plate that you've got ready, some re-inkers, and here I'm using Early Espresso, Cajun Craze, and more mustard, and a water spritzer, and most important, rubber gloves. And you need those because your hands are going to get very inky if you try to do it with bare hands. Okay, so it's very simple. Basically what we're going to do is we're going to put some drops of re-inker in the bottom of the pie pan, and we're just going to put them in a random fashion. I'm starting with the lightest color, and I'll put more of the yellow, more mustard in here than the others, because the others are very intense colors. If you have too many of them, then it'll just be all dark and you won't get that nice variation of tone and texture. Now, 2 or 3 drops of Cajun Craze, and maybe only 2 drops of the Early Espresso because it's so dark. There we go. Now the next step is to take your water spritzer and to just start spritzing them until they start to run together and you've got enough liquid in there for your coffee filter. And then you just add your coffee filter, spread it out in the pan, let it soak up the colors. There you go. And then you can pull it out and you can see the nice textures we have on there. You can scrunch it a bit, although you have to scrunch it again before it's dry because it won't hold the scrunch very well at this point. And then we'll open it up. There we go. And now we're going to dry it. Okay, so now we're going to dry it using the Stampin' Up! The new heat tool on the lowest setting. You can speed it up a little bit, but if you do, be really careful that you don't burn the paper, because that can happen. You're much safer to do it on the second one. Now when it's almost dry, what you want to do is to come in there and give it a good scrunch, like this, just to add a little bit more texture to it. And then just shake it out to open it up. Try to keep as much of that gorgeous texture as you can, and then turn it on to dry again. And I'm sure watching this dry is about as exciting as watching paint dry, so we'll just speed ahead a little bit. Okay, so I'm back at my work desk, and we have this coffee filter all dried and crumpled. It's got beautiful texture and some gorgeous spots on it. So what I'm going to do now is just attach it to a 5 1/4 by 4 inch piece of white cardstock. And I'm going to choose the parts I like the best and just sort of wrap it around those parts, and then I'll attach it with some snail on the back. So that's sort of where I want it. And then I'll add the snail. Little strip along here, little strip along there, and just fold it over, so easy. And then a little bit of snail on each side here. And I usually fold the corners in a little bit when I'm doing it. So we fold over the final side onto the snail adhesive there, and when you turn it over, there you've got a gorgeous background for a card such as this. So I hope you enjoyed learning about how to do the frosted filter technique, and I hope you'll drop by my blog, Playing with Paper Crafting, for more card making samples and tips.